Okay, Algebra, today we're going to start Chapter 9, Lesson 3. The lesson is on multiplying and dividing radicals, and I thought we would be able to do it in 2 days, but just to be sure, we're going to break it into 3 days. So again, it maybe seems like we're moving at an ultra slow pace, but I know this stuff is new, it's complicated, and I do not want to overwhelm you. So today for 9.3, we're just going to do the multiplying radical part. And there's 3 steps I want to make sure we have in our notes before we begin. So there's 3 steps that we're going to use when we multiply radicals, okay? So step 1 is we're going to multiply anything inside the radicals with each other. Okay, so if there's a number inside a radical, we're going to multiply it with another number inside a radical. If there's a letter inside a radical, we're going to multiply it with a letter inside a radical. So anything inside can be multiplied by other things inside. Step 2, if you couldn't figure it out, is we're going to multiply anything outside. Yeah, my spelling is off today. Outside the radical with anything outside the radical. All right. And then step 3 is we're going to simplify. All right. So let's just do a few examples to get our whistle wetted. All right. So keep those rules handy. I'm just going to slide them out of view. So here's our first example. Pretty simple. The square root of 3 times the square root of 3. So again, step 1 is to multiply anything inside the radical. Since this 3 is inside a radical and this 3 is inside a radical, I can multiply them together and they stay inside the radical until I simplify them. So 3 times 3 is 9 inside a radical. They start inside a radical, they multiply together and stay inside a radical. And then go ahead and simplify that. Well, the square root of 9 is 3. I want you to take notice of what happened here. I multiplied a number inside a radical with the same number inside the radical, and I got that number outside the radical. Anytime you do that, anytime you multiply a number by itself and it's inside the radical, when you simplify, you're going to get the original number, but outside the radical. So, for example, x times x would be x squared. And then when we simplify that, that would be x. Okay? So that is one thing to make notice of. Now, I'm going to stop the video so that you can make sure you have those things. If you need to go back and get the rules, you can go back and replay the video. And then when you're ready, go ahead and go to